changes here. Taking a look at the Bulls, you've got Terry. Collins is out there with Williams. Then it's MP. And it's Giddey in at point. A nice shot by MP.
MP looking solid from there.
Suns trail by 16. Stan Patrick Williams has established himself as a 3-and-D player out in the wing.
Well, look, Kevin, the one thing you know you're going to get out of Patrick Williams every night is a great effort at the defensive end of the floor. And that's a great starting point. So when you put him in a game, you know darn well he's going to help you defensively, not going to make many mistakes offensively, and then it just comes down to how well is he going to shoot the ball.
For Phoenix, they've gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. Good ball movement here by the Suns. And Booker kicks to Brooks. A three-pointer off the mark. Chicago leading by 13. From the arc. Another miss by MP. Brooks against Collins. Brooks outside. Here's Booker, 6 to shoot. It's all in by the Bulls. Their last win put them into double digits with 10 in a row. Wow, quite a stretch.
Well, I think they've found something. I like how they're executing. They're playing with a lot of energy. We'll see if they can keep it going.
Here's Brooks, 5 points in the game. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Phoenix, no good that time either.
Yeah, you expect him to make those. Good luck. Just couldn't find the mark.
It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thank you. The Chicago Bulls retiring the jersey of hometown hero and former league MVP Derrick Rose. His coach with the Bulls, Tom Thibodeau, said, "The true measure of a man is how he handles adversity, and nobody did it better. He always found a way to rise above, and there's no question in my mind he is a Hall of Fame player." Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Allie.
In one of these modern leagues who doesn't just shoot threes, Brooks is a tough guy to cover.
Phoenix making some changes. Mark Williams comes in for Nick Richards. And it's Green in for Grayson Allen. Vucevic checked in for the Bulls. Buzelis comes in for Patrick Williams. And now we're being joined by our 2K insider, Shams Charania, who's calling in with a good story. Shams, what do you have?
Thanks. With players signing rich extensions, highlighted by Devin Booker's 2-year, $145 million max contract, we're quickly approaching a time when so-called supermax players will be making over $1 million per game. As shocking as it sounds, the reality is that the best players are already worth more than that to their teams.
It's all about results. Thanks so much for the report, Shams. Booker with it. Last time out, he had 38 points.
And showing off a little with the handles there. Man, is Booker fun to watch.
Pass to MP. Green against Terry. Back to MP. And again for 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
We've got 28 seconds left now here in the second. Phoenix has gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Green, the pass to Williams. Booker with no one around. Buzelis grabs the board. Pass to MP. Inside. And so it's the Chicago Bulls riding high with a 23-point lead heading into the break. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. Back to the action in just a minute.
Welcome, everybody. This game revealing a big disparity in play. What a performance so far for the Chicago Bulls.
Seems like they can't miss. Just rolling offensively, getting whatever they want.
You haven't heard this in a while, fellas. SLN, Shaq-like numbers. When you're doing that, it means dominance.
That's exactly what I was going to say. And let's focus now. And that is it for halftime.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. You look at MP in this one, he's been everywhere.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
They've got Brooks. Booker out there with Green. Then it's Mark Williams. And it's O'Neal in at the four-man position. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Suns. A model of consistency, Stan, for many years, Vucevic.
Yeah, look, Vucevic has been scoring, rebounding, and passing at a high level really since he's come into this league. One of the most skilled big men in the league, and sort of a model for the next guys that have come around.
Outside, Green. Jacks up a three. Rebound by the Bulls. Vucevic has got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Pass to Giddey. MP looking around. 4 on the shot clock. From deep three-point land, Brooks grabs the board. And here's Brooks. He'll bring it up for Phoenix. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. And that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand.
And from the corner, Booker is not a player you can forget about.
So timeout called here, the first for Chicago. And it seems like Josh Giddey playing with newfound confidence, coach, since his arrival with the Bulls in Chicago.
Yeah, one of those trades that seem to benefit both teams. The Bulls have handed Giddey the keys to their offense, and he has not looked back.
And that one's good. MP.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Pass to Booker. Takes the elbow jumper and creams it. Booker's got 9 points.
And that's lethal. I love how Booker's eyes light up when he gets a mid-range opportunity.
Suns have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Brooks misses. Chicago has gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Phoenix has gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. And Booker kicks to Brooks. Shakes him. And a great assist by Booker as that one goes in. Booker's got 4 assists now tonight. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. And that one's good. MP.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And here's Green outside. And it's MP with the rebound.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
To the middle. And there's Buzelis on the assist by MP. 10 points for Buzelis. For Phoenix, they've gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Booker the pass to Williams. Now here's Brooks. And the layup's good off the glass. And he's got 11.
Well, he's been able to find points, just not enough for them. They've got to string together some more buckets.
Giddey kicks to MP. Phoenix grabs the miss. 1:16 left in the third. Out to Brooks from outside the arc. Makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals. 5 for 8 in the game.
And definitely a streak shooter. When Brooks is high, he can carry the offense.
A three from MP. Connects again from distance.
He has been on the money from deep.
Yep, definitely looking to shoot it as much as possible. Pass to Brooks. Back to Booker. Shoots the three. Another three for Phoenix.
Okay, nice job here in the second half. Field goal percentage is way up from what it was at halftime when it was just barely above 30%.
The three from MP. Sinks the three-pointer. MP's got 45 points.
Well, he's had a night. This team feeds off of his energy. And every time they've needed a bucket, he's delivered.
Knocks down the three ball.
Great quarter for the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
On the wing, MP. Brooks covering. Here's Buzelis. Good, and the assist goes to MP. That's 12 points for Buzelis. Booker looking around. A three ball. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And so it's MP making things happen for the Chicago Bulls. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
And some people think the game is called too closely now.
Be careful, Kevin. We don't need any fines over here. Fans are bound to get frustrated with certain calls, but overall, I think our officials do a great job, and the game is about as fair as it can be.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. Williams, he's checked in for Nick Richards. Royce O'Neal comes in for Dunn. Dillon Brooks, he's checked in for Grayson Allen. And Jalen Green subbed in for Goodwin. So the Bulls 5 right now. Jalen Smith is out there with MP. Then it's Trey Jones. Then it's Kevin Huerter. And it's Collins in its center. Suns on offense. They're on a 15-6 run. Takes the three. Down he goes for three.
Every chance he gets, Booker willing to take that shot. A consistent three-point shooter.
The Bulls leading by 18. Outside, Jones. Here's MP. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. MP's got 48. Down low. Here's Booker. Good again. He's on tonight. 9 for 13 shooting.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
MP dishes to Collins. Screen by Smith. MP passes to Smith. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Smith's got 4 points this quarter.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Bulls.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that in men. They just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And on the year now, tonight's impending victory will push their win total to 47.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for MP.
Well, offensively, they needed him to be aggressive, and he delivered. What a game.
And the Suns here with a different look. Nick Richards, he's checked in for Williams. Dunn comes in for Royce O'Neal. Grayson Allen's checked in for Dillon Brooks. And Goodwin subbed in for Green. And Chicago also making a switch. Dozumu's checked in. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. You know, GA, it seems like a lot of players welcome the opportunity to play in Phoenix. Talk about what makes this market to a player is so appealing.
I mean, the weather has a lot to do with it, right? Basketball is a winter sport, so for those snowbirds out there, Arizona's a great choice.
Here's MP. And yet, another basket that gives him 51.
Making it look easy.
Out to Brooks. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Fires the three. And down goes the three. And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, they got to be happy with the outcome.
MP buries it from three-point range. MP's got 54 points.
Inspired tonight. They fought hard and at crucial points just made the plays.
Yeah, they saved their best basketball for this home stretch, and they certainly earned this.
Free throw good, Booker. Both free throws good from Booker. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
Now let's send it over to Jennifer Quintana.
An incredible display of shot-making and clutch play, MP. As you reach the half-century mark in a win, you look like you are not going to be denied. Was there any extra motivation for you in this one?
No, not when the game first started. I was just...
Kevin, back to you.
Hey, Jen, thanks so much.
And going through their pregame warm-ups, trying to get loose and focused here before tip. Welcome to a special edition of Sunday Night Basketball here on 2K Sports. As we hit the home stretch of the regular season, Grant, what's the focus for teams outside of the playoff picture?
You know, B.A., I think it's about staying competitive and building a foundation for next season. As a team, you need to use the time you have to consistently improve.
And the starting group for Chicago. They've got Nikola Vucevic. MP is out there with Buzelis. Then it's Josh Giddey, and it's Terry in at the shooting guard position.
Offensive rebounding comes down to muscle and hustle. And Sabonis got a lot of both.
Giddey with it. MP outside. Lets it go from deep. The shot's good on the assist by Giddey.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Outside Schroeder. Kicks it to DeRozan. This one for three. And it's Giddey with a rebound. And Giddey has got the ball here for the Bulls. And it's now 11 consecutive wins for them. They are clicking right now.
Yeah, not very often you see a team that's got the juice flowing like these guys. They've got the right attitude, the right team-focused basketball to win against just about anyone. Going to be interesting to see who and how this stretch comes to an end.
Here's DeRozan following the three-point basket by Chicago. And Sabonis the bucket on the assist by DeRozan.
Finishing over the defense. That's a big body move there by Sabonis.
And Grant, the son of Hall of Famer Arvydas Sabonis. How much do you think Domas modeled his game after his dad?
Well, B.A., I played against his dad. Arvydas was 5 inches taller, but the elite skill set shared in common. No doubt, Domas took a lot of pointers from his father.
Here's DeRozan. Chicago with a rebound. Their last game, a win against the Suns. Looking to carry it into this one.
Yeah, they connected from outside all game, and the defense had absolutely no answer for them.
And you talk to coaches around the league, and they'll tell you sometimes the ball just goes in. It's as simple as that.
Pass to Monk. Lets the three fly. Rebound by Terry. Chicago has gone 2 for 3 from outside the arc. And here's MP from outside. Drains the triple. MP's got 9 points.
Yeah, he's off to an impressive start. Always nice to get 3 of your first 4 to drop.
Down low. Here's Murray. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Chicago.
Well, so far, their long-range shooting has been the story, doing damage from deep.
And from the jump, they've also clearly been focused on running effective plays here tonight. And there's been a lot of high-quality distribution from them on the floor.
Talk about putting a team on your back. He has been dominant this quarter, and I don't think they are winning without him.
Schroeder passes to Murray. Sabonis, high post, free throw line jumper, and it's good. 2 points. Sabonis has gotten his 3rd basket of the night.
Have to admire the confidence right there. Sabonis feeling like he can knock down these shots whenever he wants.
We've got 1:48 left to play in the first. Pass to MP, fires the 3. No good on the shot. Kings trail by 3. Outside Schroeder. DeRozan. That one falls. Coming off Schroeder's feed.
He just makes it look so easy on offense. Like, who takes pleasure in torturing defenses? He does.
Here's Ellis. 11 points for him last game against New Orleans. Outside Carter. Quarter number 2 and about a minute in. And here's Saric for 3. Kept alive by Sacramento. Carter, the pass to Ellis. McDermott outside. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Sabonis. Got it. Good job in the low post. Sabonis has got 12.
Well, Sabonis is committed to getting his team points. That's part of his role, and he's been aggressive offensively.
Doug McDermott out there with Dario Saric. Then there's Keon Ellis. Then it's Domantas Sabonis. And it's Carter in a 2-guard. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. Well, MP in their last time out against the Suns played some superb basketball. He picked up 54 points, and once again, he was lights out from distance. What a game for him, and against their rivals, no less, which had to make him feel extra special. Guys, back to you.
Allie, we appreciate the update. Well, that was an incredible night for him. They rode him to that win.
Yeah, he was more than happy to carry them, B.A. He might still be feeding off that performance heading into this one.
And it's very likely that he and his guys can carry that momentum into this one.
Ellis, good.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
MP, the pass to Collins. Jones up top. Chicago passing it around. MP, no good.
I'll be honest, I'm a little surprised he missed that.
Inside, Šarić. MP with the block.
Teams are realizing you have to account for MP on that defensive end, especially when you're going up near the hoop.
Again, MP missing. Sacramento leading by 4. Last season, Richard, the Kings traded away De'Aaron Fox after 7 years with the organization.
And remember, they chose to trade Tyrese Halliburton in an attempt to build around Fox. And now they're both gone. Sacramento is right back at square one.
Ellis with it. He's picked up by Jones. And here's Šarić for 3.
You know, some people could say he's struggling on offense this period. I like to think of more of drowning. Just can't seem to find his confidence.
And here's MP from outside. Sinks it again. That's his 7th made field goal in 11 tries.
And the 3 ball is just another way that MP can hurt you.
And timeout called by Doug Christie. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players. And it's a completely new group for the Kings. And a new group getting ready for Chicago. Vucevic, he's checked in for Collins. Buzelis comes in for Smith. Terry's checked in for Herter. And Giddey's subbed in for Jones. And almost 4 minutes gone in the second quarter of play. DeRozan outside. Pass to Eubanks. Wide open. And once again, off the mark by Sacramento. Chicago has gone 3 of 4 from outside so far in the second quarter. Picked by Vucevic. MP shot is off. And Schroeder has got the ball here for the Kings. Monk looking around. Pass to Schroeder. Lets it fly. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it.
Nice look there from Monk. Over the years, he's worked very hard to improve his abilities as a distributor.
MP outside from deep. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Giddey. Giddey's got 5 assists tonight.
A dozen consecutive points off of 3s. This defense looks rattled.
And that one is hammered home.
With power. That's how you do it, big fella.
Chicago trailing here. Pass to MP. Takes a 3. Another 3 for Chicago.
And MP is in fuego right now. If I'm on his team, I'm going to keep feeding them and feeding them.
DeRozan outside. Outside Monk. Jacks up a 3. Chicago with a rebound. Their last encounter was in Chicago.
They were blown out by this squad last time. Could not stop the bench from scoring. That was the difference.
And so it's MP making things happen for the Chicago Bulls. He's been an offensive force. Now with over 30 points after the quarter. More 2K action in just a moment.
Fans, please direct your attention to center court. And get ready.
And greetings from the...
Their trouble is defending the arc. It's got to be a team effort. Just one breakdown, that's all it takes to give up 1-3.
And now, as the regular season marches on, here's how things look in the West as we near the final stretch.
And take...
That's it for us. Thanks for tuning in.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one, as both teams trying to gain an edge. Hey, you look at MP in this game, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, they've done an amazing job of creating room to operate for him. And then, of course, executing.
I like how they came into this one with a game plan, and they're just going out and executing it. Terrific job.
And for Chicago, let's take a look. Buzelis out there with MP. Then there's Nikola Vucevic. Then it's Josh Giddey. And it's Terry in at the 2. And when it comes to taking an offense out of its rhythm, what are some of the primary methods, Grant?
Well, BA, you have to disrupt their flow. That can come from steals, deflections, block shots, even change shots. Anything that makes them feel uncomfortable. All 5 of the last buckets they've given up have been from downtown.
Kings trail by 8. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks. Keegan Murray wants to excel at both ends, and he said, quote, "My defense wasn't where it needed to be, so I got a little faster, a little stronger, tried tried to figure out how to be physical defensively and be effective. Them trusting me to guard helps the other guys so they can focus more on offense. BA, back to you.
Okay, Allie, thanks a lot. Pass to Buzelis. Chicago passing it around. Vucevic gets the bucket.
Too easy for Vucevic. He feasts from these interior spots.
Sacramento shooting around 53%, a nice number. And here's DeRozan. Sabonis, high post. Fires from deep. Oh, he can't miss. 8 for 8 after that shot.
A clean start to the half for them, knocking down their first 3 shots.
And so Billy Donovan calls timeout. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments. You know, people call DeMar DeRozan the modern master of the mid-range.
Well, he's earned that with his mid-range efficiency and scoring. It's an area a lot of offenses overlook now, but DeMar, oh, he is the exception to the rule.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
DeRozan outside. And DeRozan throws it down hard.
That is explosive athleticism by DeRozan. His dunks, oh man, they'll make a rim shake.
An impressive display. How about that look on the AT&T connected cam? Oh, MP buries the triple.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
In the modern NBA, you have to hit threes to win games, and they've made that adjustment since the break.
DeRozan outside. The shot is good on the assist by Sabonis. DeRozan's got 5 points now this quarter. MP outside, fires the 3, connects again from distance. Ooh, you can tell he's feeling it right now.
BA, he's on fire.
From 12 feet. Schroeder can't get it to go. Bulls leading by 9. It's Giddey on the wing. MP outside. The 3. Elite range. MP.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
And so it's Schroeder with it. He brings it up for the Sacramento Kings. Their next game playing at home as the Pacers come to town. And they'll be nearing the end of their 5-game homestand. Great open look there. Monk's gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game.
In full-on catch-up mode. They're raining threes right now.
From deep, MP. Oh, connects again.
Only a handful of the all-time greats have more 50-point games than he does.
He's moved all the way into a tie for 4th place on that list. And timeout called by Doug Christie. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy. For Chicago, Williams has checked in for Buzelis, and Herter's subbed in for Terry. To the wing, right side. From downtown, counted from distance. Clifford's got 5 points.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
Picked by Vucevic. MP, the pass to Vucevic. Oh, he missed the layup. He had it with the pump fake. Kings trail by 9. Here's Clifford. Ellis right side. The 3 is up. That shot off.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clock. Buries it from 3. MP's got 54 points.
The assist numbers certainly stand out. They've really emphasized ball movement here today.
The foul called on him. Chicago going with an almost entire new group here. Nikola Vucevic is checked in for Collins. Buzelis comes in for Williams. MP's checked in for DeSumo. And Terry subbed in for Herter. MP against DeRozan. Oh, deflected. Oh, it drops in.
Oh, nice touch on the inside play by Buzelis, adjusting from close range.
The duo inside, Murray and Sabonis. perimeter is filled up by Monk and DeRozan. And it's Schroeder in at the point. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento.
Adding insult to injury with the dunk off the steal.
Nice to see a good play on D. That led to some fireworks.
Yeah, once he poked it away, you knew what was on his mind.
Sabonis outside.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Picked by Sabonis. Here's DeRozan. Oh, he goes to the glass with that one.
Great timing and coordination. Lays it in coming off that pick.
Here's MP. Now Vucevic fires the 3. Rebounded by Sabonis.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Outside DeRozan. Shoots a 3. And he nails it.
Well, I guess we could give him credit for not getting discouraged. They're still playing hard. He's doing his job out there.
Bulls leading by 15. MP looking around. He launches. The 3 ball is down.
They came out and had a statement win with their performance tonight. A fantastic effort to get it done here for the Bulls.
And at first glance, it appeared to be an easy win for them. However, they had to weather some storms along the way, Grant.
Yeah, in terms of competitiveness, it was a lot closer than the final score indicates.
And tonight, a fantastic effort to deliver their 48th win of the year.
And they fought hard for this win, guys. No one wants to get swept in a season series, even...
And again for 3.
And this three-point shooting performance has been insane. Everything is going in for him.
It's been a historic night for him, closing in on the 4th most threes in a single game. It's stolen by MP. Schroeder against Giddey. MP outside. To the middle. Tipped. Pass to Terry. Just 5 to shoot. The Bulls need to get off a shot. Vucevic. He hits it just before the shot clock expires.
This is what winning is all about. Playing your best when it matters most.
And let me tell you, as a team, you love to hit your stride right at the crucial moment. They put this game away in style.
You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
And he drops it first. And both free throws good for Schroeder. And here's MP from outside. And again, it's Chicago with a 3.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
He's just riding the wave of momentum right now, getting to his spots and keeping things simple on the offense.
60 plus in the win for you, Anthony. Was I seeing things, or did you leave a few points on the board? It felt like you could have hit 70 if you wanted.
I took a lot of good shots, and I made a good share. I'm not trying to be...
Brian, back to you.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks.
Coming to you live on this Tuesday night, it's the NBA on 2K. Get the season winding down, GA. What's key for a long playoff run, do you think?
Kevin, one thing is health, right? When you look back at past NBA champions, lots of times it's the teams that were able to survive the year without any major injuries.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. They've got Vucevic, MP out there with Buzelis. Then it's Josh Giddey, and it's Terry in at the shooting guard. And he gets it to go.
And that's the right decision when you've got a smaller man on you.
So the Bulls, their last game, a win against the Kings. Here's Curry. His offensive numbers jump right off the screen at you. He's averaging over 29 points a game. Chalk up 2 there.
And Draymond is smart at knowing when to shoot the ball, especially when he's got strong positioning inside.
And here's MP for 3. That's good. And so Giddey with the assist.
And you couldn't have scripted a better start for them.
Curry passes to Bogdanovich. Bangs home the trifecta.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Yeah, just going back and forth, it is really competitive out there.
MP, good.
And early on, they looked great. They made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
Bogdanovich finds Curry. Green with a screen for Curry. Back to Bogdanovich. And the Warriors, another 3.
And that's the experience of Curry there, making a difference.
For Chicago, they've gone 4-4 to start. So a nice offensive rhythm to start here. And that one's good. MP.
And another bucket for him. What a quarter he has had.
And you look at the addition of Jimmy Butler. G.A., why has he been such a fit for the Warriors?
He really is an unselfish, high IQ superstar, and that's what the Warriors are all about. And his isolation, interior scoring has given them another look offensively.
This team is rolling right now. Still haven't missed a shot.
Here's Curry from deep. And it's Bogdanovich again missing. Pass to Giddey. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. MP, no good.
Yeah, and you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Puts it up from 12. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Three-pointer gets the three-pointer to fall. MP's got 15.
And they are shooting the lights out from distance here early.
To the paint to end the run. It's Butler that time on the assist by Curry.
This is how Jimmy Butler likes to operate. He welcomes the challenge inside.
And here's MP for 3. And the Bulls, another 3.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And so Steve Kerr decides to call a timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. And the Warriors with a completely new 5 on the floor. And the Bulls making a change here as well. Herter's checked in. 1:32 left in the first quarter. Moody. And that'll be Golden State as it goes out of bounds. Warriors retain possession. And now we have a moment to recognize the player of the week in the Eastern Conference, MP.
And small forwards are asked to do so much in the modern NBA, and he just answers the call in every facet of the game. Tremendous numbers from him, and he is more than deserving of the award.
The Warriors making a switch here. Curry's checked in. Here's Buzelis. 8 points his last outing. MP, good.
The defense a step slow. You can see the result.
And the slam by Moody.
They've worked hard to get this lead. Can't start giving up easy slams all of a sudden.
Yeah, GA, that's right. And that was easy. Gift wrap for him.
That's the kind of play that can spark a run. A dunk like that energizes everyone on the team.
And here is Curry following the three-pointer by MP. To the middle. There's Kuminga. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And when you watch Jonathan Kuminga play, the thing that jumps out at you is his athleticism. How quickly he can get to the hoop and get off the floor. He is a really promising talent.
Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for the Warriors. The Bulls also changing it up. Zach Collins checked in for Vucevic. Williams comes in for Buzella. And Jones subbed in for Josh Giddey.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Here's Podziemski. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Williams, a screen on Kuminga. MP, no good. Pass to Butler from downtown. Hands it from downtown. Butler's got his second bucket of the night.
Every coach in this league loves assisted baskets. It indicates your offense is flowing the way it's supposed to.
And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. MP's checked in for Williams. Terry comes in for Kevin Huerter. And Josh Giddey subbed in for Trey Jones. And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. MP outside. Good, another from 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
So with Vucevic on the bench, here's the group that Billy Donovan has on the floor. They've got MP. Josh Giddey is out there with Terry. Then there's Zach Collins. And it's Dosunmu in at the small forward.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Thanks, guys. Well, MP in their last time out against the Kings was all business. He had 65 points, and as always, a lot of those points came in bunches of 3. He was locked in all night long. We'll see if that focus carries over into this game. Guys?
Thanks, as always, Allie, for that great report. He was in attack mode all night. We saw that really propelled them to that win.
When he's on, he is on. And there isn't...
Connects again.
And I think some of us saw this coming, but now it's happened. He set the new all-time rookie record for points scored in a season.
This was a record that we all thought was unattainable. But here we are witnessing history. And quite possibly the start of an illustrious career.
And you know, with all the hype leading up to MP getting drafted and joining the league, all the naysayers out there can now be silent. MP is not only proven he's a quality talent, but an exceptional and elite level player. You have to compare his point production to not just MJ's rookie year, but Kareem's as well. And MP has now topped them all, including Will Chamberlain's mark of 2,707 points his rookie season, all the way back in 1960.
Tim, and maybe I'm asking the wrong guy this, but are teams relying too much on the three-point shot?
Well, I do think there are nights I feel it becomes a little redundant, but the skill level of these players, Kevin, has led us here. More guys are capable of making that deep shot, so I don't see it going away anytime soon.
And the skill required to do it, no one knows that more than you. The skill required is just something else.
Consistency is what teams are looking for. Well, how about MP protecting the rim? That looked like it was an easy 2.
Terry looking over the floor. Pass to Buzelis. And then Buzelis with the dunk.
At this point, I don't know what you can do to slow this team down.
Well, they've gotten the matchup they want every time up the floor, and they have taken advantage of that.
Back to Curry. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be on MP. So, GA, when you think about Steph Curry's legacy, he changed the way the NBA game is played.
Man, it is hard to find a player who's had the impact of a Steph Curry, making us rethink what is possible. Curry's endless range has really inspired a generation.
I've always admired the impact that Steph Curry, Tim, has made on this game, and not only at this level, but at every level. With that in mind, do shooters train differently in part because of him?
Yeah, I believe they do, Kevin, but you've got to beware. This is a guy that's often imitated, rarely replicated. He is so special, but I think guys need to add escape dribbles, the sidestep dribble, and certainly deep shooting off the dribble. That's where Steph Curry has impacted the modern shooter.
That's good advice. And you got the feeling that was coming. Curry loves coming back with a three of his own.
The three from MP. And the Bulls another three.
Bottom line, you need shooters on your team who can space the floor.
Yeah, that's how you create that spacing, and that will open up a lot of options offensively.
Terry, the pass to MP. And another one.
And he has been hot as a kettle in serving up all comers.
And making a little history tonight as he just tied for the third most 50-point games in league history.
Tying up none other than Kobe Bryant with 25. And when you're being compared with him, you know you're doing something right.
The three from MP. And that comes off the assist by Giddey.
3 points.
Giddey's got assist number 10 tonight with that last one. Outside, Green. No good from outside. MP has been leading the charge for the Bulls. And historic feat during the quarter, launching and making a phenomenal number of three-pointers like never seen before. Only in the NBA. And we'll be back with you shortly.
Hey, everybody. Psst. I got a secret. We're approaching the playoffs, and we are starting the show with a breakdown of the Western Conference standings.
Well, I think for the Warriors, they've been phenomenal. All the lofty predictions, the expectations, they've all come true. Now comes the hardest part, the postseason. Every team is going to be gunning for them.
And let's move on now to that first half. Obviously, a lot of work to do for the Warriors.
I don't see the fight.
Thanks for joining us. Now
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. You look at MP in this one, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
There is nothing better than watching scorers get their points within the flow of the offense.
A pair of shooters at the guards, Curry and Hield. Butler is the 4, and Green operates as the small ball center. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 3 spot. That's Steve Kerr's 5 as we get into the second half. And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks, Kevin. The Warriors have come a long way during the Curry era. Draymond Green said, quote, "We built this thing up from the laughingstock of the NBA." I take a great deal of pride in that. I think about this organization like it's mine. If the Warriors win the championship 10 years from now, that's our championship. Period. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Allie. And it's Butler missing.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Vucevic setting the pick for MP. He got it again. Sensational.
And he's got 60 again. I've never seen scoring like this. He's now tied the mark for most 60-point games in a year.
You know, to tie that mark, that's something I didn't expect to see in this lifetime. What a season he's having. And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. All right, a chance to check out stats for Jonathan Kuminga.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
MP outside. Vucevic, a screen on Bogdanovich. It's good from long range.
What a performance for him on the offensive end. He's been fantastic the entire game.
And there's Bogdanovich. That's good on the assist by Butler. Bogdanovich has got 13 points. You know, Tim, they say you can't measure harm. And again for three.
Another three. I'm not sure I've seen a better three-point shooting night.
They just keep pouring in. This is a top 5 all-time single game for three-point shots made.
Gets one to go. It's been a great personal night for him, but those mean a lot less if you're losing.
And how about a look at Jimmy Butler? The last 10 or so games, he has been remarkable. He's around 18 points per game, 6 assists, and 6 rebounds. And so much of what they do on offense depends on how he plays.
Well, that's right. There's no question. He's not their only offensive weapon, but he is a key cog in what they're trying to do.
Now we'll check across the NBA the best shooters from the stripe. 5th is Stephen Curry.
I mean, he's not going to miss many foul shots. That's for sure. He is a machine when he gets to the charity stripe.
And they double up Butler. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless? It's a foul there. I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game. A moment to check out MP here. Unbelievable play for him over the last month. First in field goal percentage. And he's as good as it gets from three-point land. In fact, the best percentage that we have in the league.
And his scoring abilities are just so far out of sight. Number 1 overall right now. No one's been able to slow him down or even come close. Butler, no good.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
That one falls. Terry's got his second basket.
Nice pass by MP, showing how unselfish he can be.
Bogdanovich wide open. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. And the Bulls will go for a different look here. Zach Collins checked in for Vucevic. Williams comes in for Buzelis. Kevin Huerter, he is checked in for Terry. And Trey Jones subbed in for Josh Giddey.
The defense really didn't do enough to alter that shot. It's simply a miss.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
So often, Tim, you heard the term defensive anchor. What defines one in the way you look at the game?
Well, I think it's that player that's on the back line, protecting the rim, but also able to see the entire floor. That is where your best communicator often resides.
How did you grade your defensive abilities when you played?
I battled, Kevin. You're going to have to kill me to stop me. That's the way I looked at it.
So with Vucevic on the bench, here's the group that Billy Donovan has on the floor. Buzelis out there with MP. Then it's Josh Giddey. Then it's Kevin Huerter. And it's Smith in at the 5 spot. Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Draymond Green, he's checked in for Horford. Bogdanovich comes in for Jonathan Kuminga. And it's Buddy Hield in for Brandon Podziemski. Chicago also making some changes. Vucevic comes in for Jalen Smith. And Terry subbed in for Kevin Huerter. Curry outside. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Well, you know Curry's feeling it when he's pulling up off the dribble. The defense has to find a way to get the ball out of his hands.
Connects again from distance.
And all game long, the threes have been pouring in for him. There is no stopping his shot.
And this is already a game he'll never forget. He's trying to make it a game that the world never forgets. The offensive rebound. Buzelis. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Yeah, they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Tim, as we look at the area of modern medicine, isn't it amazing how it's helping extend playing careers?
Yeah, it's really incredible, Kevin, how these procedures now are so much less invasive. Guys come back sooner and they're able to play longer. Just look at Klay Thompson gifting his 2022 championship ring to the doctor who performed.
And again for three.
And what a fireworks display he's shown us tonight. Just keeps knocking them down from deep.
Greg, he has just exploded from beyond the arc. That last make tying him for second in most threes in a game. And here's MP for three.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
And there's Stephen Curry on the assist by Green. Curry's got 10 points here in the second half.
Well, what a steady presence offensively and a very difficult player to game plan for.
And the foul called on MP. And so he's picked up his final. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin.
A truly exceptional performance tonight here, MP. You bring 70 points and your team wins the game. What's next?
Oh, wow. Oh. Oh, yeah. I'm going to let myself enjoy this one for an hour or two.
That's all?
Yeah, and then it's back to business.
No rest for the weary?
Oh, come on. Ain't no weary over here, Jennifer Quintana. But I can't tell you this. I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight. That much I know for sure. I'm going to have some sweet dreams tonight, too. But when I wake up, it's back to business. You don't get to where I'm at by taking your foot off the gas.
Can't wait to see what's next, MP. Well done.
Same.
Kevin, back to you.
As always, we appreciate it, Jen. Thanks. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. Along with Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you once again for being with us here tonight on 2K Sports. So long, everyone.